Alrighty, so you're about to listen to the first episode of our Mistborn series. These are very thick books. We tried our best to cover all the bases. There are spoilers, so I do recommend reading the series before listening to our episodes. That being said, we make it very clear when we're about to drop a spoiler. But due to how dense these books are, just wanted to pop in here at the beginning and read the back, just so you have an idea of what these books are about. Once, a hero rose to save the world. He failed. Ever since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler. But hope survives. A new uprising is forming, one built around the ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine. A street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. Fantastic book. Thank you, Sanderson, and enjoy the episode.
We ready?
Yeah, sure. Dad's gonna already hit the episode from.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
right. We
already
don't
started.
do the intros. I forgot.
Yeah,
No.
it was him questioning,
I found out last week that the intros were cut.
and then we did the intro.
Yeah.
Well, we do them
Just
anyway. Just
Muscle
for
memory, force of habit.
What do you want to? Oh, I should
Exactly.
probably put this batarang away for those.
yeah, it's not a
watching on
Batman
video.
episode. Put that
Yeah,
away.
it's not. It definitely isn't. So what do you guys want to talk about this week?
I don't know. It's almost like we planned something.
We
You're
planned
Did
something.
we?
You're supposed to
Was
make
there
it
a
look
calendar
effortless.
invite?
Someone check the.
We have a
Trello.
calendar, right?
Yeah, check out what the
Maybe we
topic.
should check our sequel app for things we recently read and watched.
What is
Ah.
a sequel app?
I don't know.
Was there a
Maybe
prequel
you
app?
can pitch it to me.
Well, later. We'll do it later. We all finished reading the Mistborn trilogy, right?
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yes.
I never heard of it.
Well, there's going to be an interesting set of episodes because I think that's what we're going to talk about for the next couple of weeks.
To be fair, I don't think you wanted to talk, so I mean it tracks.
Yeah, so just sit there and learn.
Look beautiful as you always do.
I think the Mistborn books, we talked about it back in the book club when we started this season, is the series that really got us hooked or committed to following through and continuing this reading journey together. Would you say that that's accurate?
That is
Yeah,
accurate.
I think
Agreed.
I agree. Yeah, I also think like we were trying to find that next book, and I think after some of us read Roger Rabbit, we kind of wanted something a little. I don't know. How would you describe?
Yeah,
A little
after
less
some
gritty.
Of us finished Roger Rabbit.
Robert Rabbit.
Robert Radford.
Robert Rabbit.
Thuffer and Thuckatash.
I finished that book.
That's Daffy Duck.
Yeah, he finished.
Is Dan the only one who didn't finish the first book on the book club?
If you
Yeah, he's
count that
the
other
one.
member.
I'll
that-
revisit it once I can get back on that treadmill, and the maintenance guy will leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was
I
trauma.
forgot. I forgot that was why it was
Yeah,
trauma.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was,
It's a mental block.
Okay, and then we moved on to, and it was funny because I think there was someone we used to know named Link who wanted to read.
R.I.P.
The-
Pour one out.
he wanted to read the Mistborn series for years. I think he must have brought it up like 2 years ago.
Was it years?
At least 2 years ago. Yeah, he was like, I know because that's when Kelsier, the main character of the Mistborn series, came out for Fortnite, and he was like, "Oh, I've been wanting to read those books. Those books are supposed to be really good." So we decided, you know what? This will be the book we do for the book club, and then that's how we'll get him to join us.
And then he died.
Spoiler alert.
It
We
didn't.
did not get him.
But you know, his loss is our benefit because, man, I think that we fall for. I mean, I fell for this series, Mistborn. You guys fell for Brandon Sanderson.
I am in love with Brandon Sanders.
No, yeah, and I also think the other thing, like I think starting in, we were trying to find out where we were gonna go, and I remember like a couple of times searching, like what are the best books to read, or newer books, because obviously you have the classics and things like that, but I think
Yep.
when you're I mean, it's probably different for you, but like when you're getting into reading, and you're coming from a point where like you don't really read as much, I think it's easier, like more digestible, maybe sometimes to read something newer, right? And because I feel like a lot of times we revert to the classics when we want like quality, like something that's going to be really good, the things that have stood the test of time, right? But I feel like sometimes it was just we don't look for the new stuff. I mean, at least for me.
I don't. I
yeah.
really don't. I read almost exclusively books that are over 100 years old, at least. If it's like 100 years old, I'm like, oh, this is a new book. This is.
Yeah, so there was a couple. I think one of the other ones that I think I made you get on Audible was Red Rising.
Yeah.
So there were certain like different fantasy
Is
series.
that good?
That's not the dragon one, right?
Oh, I thought you read it.
Oh, I was gonna wait till we did.
Is that the one with Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, that's
No, because we got
the How to Train Your Dragon.
we got Red Rising because you needed to use that credit, and then
okay.
I think like a week or two later we decided to read Mistborn.
Okay.
Because
So-
I
Oh, no,
suggested
it's not Red Rising.
I suggested Red Rising, and then that's when Link was like, "What about Mistborn?" And then I was like,
he was actively a part of this conversation.
Yeah, he said it like, because then I went into Sanderson. Like I remember I would have conversations with you about it, where it's like, oh, like I hear this guy's really good, like across the board. Like I hear from everyone, or like I read about it. And
Wait, Julian wanted to read Red Rising, right? I think he mentioned that the other day.
recently,
Yeah, I
yes.
did actually. Recently,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to add it to our.
I think I thumbs it down, but I don't know what I was talking about.
No, you thumbs it up and said
He
you
owns
were
it, but
ahead
he
of me.
thumbed it
And
down.
It was on. It was already on
The
your
list?
list.
Oh, okay.
Which I haven't
My-
seen yet.
My bad.
That's a deep
Um,
list.
Yeah. And
And
so
you were looking up Sanderson, and was it you who almost made us?
Yeah, so I said let's start with Way of Kings,
Stormlight.
which is like one of
Yeah.
his like most acclaimed series.
That would be
and-
hilarious because that's a 45-hour book.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if we would have started with that. I don't think we'd have a book club.
Yeah, it would have been over. Maybe.
Yeah, because
we'd still be reading it,
I
and half of us wouldn't be talking to the other.
because
half.
I didn't even know I didn't have any.
Dan and
clue.
Julian don't talk anymore. Me and Gabriel don't. No.
We're done.
It's just me and Julian.
I didn't have a clue of like how deep the Sanderson universe, the Cosmere is what he calls it, is. Like I think we all looked it up at some point.
I
when
didn't
we
know they were all connected.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, which I thought was awesome.
No idea.
But then we found a list of how you should approach them reading them, and then Mistborn is the one that came up, and then I think that's when Link was like, yeah, Mistborn.
Yeah, because I knew that they were his first books, and I was like, whoa, no. I heard that this series is like his magnum opus. Let's not do that. I didn't even know they were connected. I just didn't want to ruin his early books with what's supposedly his greatest books.
Now,
Yeah, 'cause it was
when we
true.
say connection, though, it's very loose connection.
Yeah,
You could
it's an extended
technically
universe.
start at Way of Kings and technically not really miss anything.
Yeah,
but
you could read them as a separate series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
not like they
yes,
like
there
cross
is an
over.
order technically.
Although we're not talking about it now, but we read Tress of the Emerald Sea, and I can't imagine not having read the Mistborn books
yeah, that's
before
true.
it. You know what I mean?
True.
Like I can totally see how you don't need to, but those little asides make me so curious.
Some
And
small
I'm like-
call outs that I'm just like, what?
You don't need it, but it also I think it deepens your experience reading the book,
Yeah.
because it's like, he name drops certain different people or like certain things that are part of Mistborn that we've heard or read about, and to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is this even? Like it makes you even more curious. It's like what,
Yeah.
because there's
It's like when you
we'll
watch
get
a
into
Marvel movie and there's a reference there that you don't get,
Yeah.
and you're like, which one did I miss?
it. Yeah, but I think
I can't live like that. I can't.
But
I'll go insane.
no, I think it's great, and I think it took us a little bit to get into it, maybe like 3 chapters.
Well,
4
I started
chapters?
it first before all of you, because remember we were like, I was trying to figure out what was the next book that we were reading, because I just finished Roger Rabbit, and I was like, I need something to listen to, and then I remember starting it and texting the group chat. I'm like, being
I
like,
remember
guys,
that
I don't
text.
know about this book.
Yeah, you were about to get.
Yeah.
You're about to.
I
quit
was
there.
like ready to maybe quit it, because I was like, man, I don't know, I can't get into it. It was hard. I felt like it started at a point where like it was like throwing names at you, and I was like, is that the same person? Like, who did he say did that? Like, it was hard for me to kind of get a hold of it. Definitely for the first, like, I would say probably like 3 chapters.
I mean, we also kind of had to like change the mindset too in terms of narration because we were
That
getting
too,
used to
yeah.
that narrator and kind of his style. Voices were a little similar. Names were kind of confusing. So like the first few chapters, they are confusing. I know I was behind for most of this one until eventually I had to catch up. But yeah, shaky start. But I think that just seems to be the Sanderson way.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I felt the same way for Trust.
The exposition, right? Like he really
Yeah.
lays the groundwork and then
He does.
goes on the adventure. That
But I mean, from the beginning, from the first book, I think it's all been worth it. Like,
oh yeah, it
like-
pays off. Everything pays. There's no wasted
Oh,
motion.
100%.
Oh,
No
100%.
wasted
It's-
time at all.
And I think once you, because it's true, like you are embarking, it's a journey that you're embarking on into this brand new world. Things need to be explained because this is like an original piece of work. Like there isn't some like old movie or story that this is based on.
Right. It's
This
not
is-
Star Wars that just
Yeah.
completely copied Dune and the Foundation.
Yeah, like it's completely different. It's completely new, and I think that how he builds the world, you know,
Yeah.
because even like I think figuring out the time period was
Right.
like
Yes.
where are we right now, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah. Like, what am I
Yes.
supposed to be seeing?
And like going into it, like I know it's fantasy, but like my mind is not thinking of a power system or anything like that. So like my mind's like, where is this going? Like, what time frame is this? Is this like?
Right. I don't know if I'm visualizing knights
Yeah.
or if
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, bro, I had no idea. I had
visualizing,
no
like,
idea there
Europe,
was magic
like,
involved.
Yeah,
I thought this
true,
was, like,
yeah.
just
Same.
medieval kingdoms like warring and things like
Oh,
factions and things
100%.
like
Is
I
that.
it
thought
weird
the
that I'm
same
thinking
thing.
like Arabic, like it's
Yeah,
almost
no,
not
I was
medieval.
George. I was with you. I was
Right,
thinking
yeah,
like
yeah.
more like Middle Eastern type, like the
Yeah.
setting,
especially with the way they talk a little
Uh-huh.
bit, especially at the beginning
the names,
with like Survivor of Hassan and
Mhm.
like, stuff like that.
yeah, a lot of desert.
I could definitely see that too. There was like well, I mean that's what I kind of like. It's kind of like a mesh of time periods. It's its own thing, which I think he does really well.
I think your mind has to do a lot of the heavy lifting, especially early on. You have to really think about what you're reading or listening, and it was a nice change of pace from a world where we tend to lean into having everything automated for us. Even ingesting this story required brain power because it's hard at first for the world is almost like in a haze, and little by little it lifts, and you're trying to piece together what you see
Yes.
through the veil,
Yeah, it's covered in
through the
mist.
mists. Right.
Ah.
Ooh,
And you know what? Like, and you know, you would think that oh, maybe like the first few chapters you feel that way, but he's lifting the mist all the way through.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing.
yeah, from start to end, really.
Yeah, and it reminded me of when we read Dune.
Yeah.
I remember at the beginning, I'm like, this is a lot. Like you have the different houses, different factions, the different like the mentats and like their abilities and like what the Bene Gesserit, because you read that the first time, even I think watching it in the movie, people are confused.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know anything about Dune and you watch the movie the first time, you're just like, what the heck?
I can't even say that I understand all of it as
I remember
it is.
I was when I watched the movie, I was like, what?
Yeah,
What
it's just
the-
like this lady starts speaking and like she can command people in this really weird sort of demonic
Tone.
voice.
Well, I knew what was going on because I watched the 70s film, which clearly explained everything in deep detail.
I didn't watch this.
Nah, I'm just kidding. That movie's more confusing than like
It's
that
wait,
one
isn't
really-
it like
that
all
one
three
really-
books just like
yeah. No,
scrunched
it's just
into one?
it's the first book, but it's like the whole book in like an hour 45 or something.
Oh.
you speed run it.
Oh, like
I mean,
all
that's
three?
how
Yeah,
Gabe
because
listens
because
to his
Dune 1 and
books,
2
so-
are the same book. Dune 1 and 2, the
movies.
movies are the same book.
Ah.
But anyways, okay, so that was our episode on the Mistborn.
Hey, good talk. Yeah. Read it. It's a really great book.
So they build the world, and what can we say about the world of Mistborn for those that have who may have read these books and kind of revisiting that world, or for someone who hasn't read the book, how would you describe that world that Sanderson builds in the Mistborn trilogy, particularly the first one, The Final Empire?
Well, I'll describe the first book as a Ocean's 11 heist type
Oh.
of book.
Yeah, it's
I felt like
fantasy
that's where I gained traction, and I was like, okay, you sold me. Because when they start going through kind of like the motions and explaining, now like we've sat down, we kind of have an idea of what this world looks like. Now we're getting to like, okay, well, this is what the plot is. And that's where I was like, oh, I like this. And then they introduce the sort of like element of magic that they use in this book. And now I'm like, all right, I'm sold. And then that's where it kind of just takes off for me. So, yeah, honestly, I read it.
So the heist hook really got you.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, what really hooked me was allomancy as a system.
What is
know, once
allomancy?
we-
I ask, genuinely needing you to explain it to me.
And I reflect it back to you with my allomancy powers of push.
If you say,
Thank you, Pepe.
if
Thank
you say
Pepe.
that's
You're not on this one though.
yeah, my talking flower. I'm just gonna move them over here off screen for those of you listening. So I was taken back by the allomantic system. Is that the proper term? Allomantic? Is that how I would describe it as an adjective? Yeah. The allomancy system was complicated, and I'm not really sure I understood all of it. I kind of get lost in the weeds when books. I respect it, but I get lost in the weeds when they introduce systems like this. I think it's super cool, but I think some of you compared it to anime, and I feel the same way. You guys talk about JJK, and I'm like, okay, this power does this, but then this rock paper scissors lizard Spock. How would you describe?
Yeah, because when you read JJK and then when you watch JJK, and they're explaining different arcs, they explain the powers or even the rules of like a game that comes on later on in one of the seasons. It's mad confusing, and there is a lot of exposition. Like they are explaining so much.
But I mean, I will say
it's easy to get lost.
For I think there's like a spectrum here, right? JJK's on one side of the spectrum all the way. Like the most complicated nonsense, like writer can do whatever he wants and make it canon. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have something like the Force that's like it's got its specific set of rules. I think right in the middle you have something balanced like allomancy.
What side of the spectrum
where-
are you on?
I don't know, you got to ask my doctor.
I mean, what do you lean? What kind of system do you like?
I mean, I'm biased here. Eventually, we'll do a JJK episode after I
Okay.
blackmail George into reading it.
I already started volume 1.
Then I don't need to do much blackmailing. But I think that I lean towards the anime-like systems. I love it. I love
Where
it
they
when
just
they
make
get
stuff up?
complicated. I love it. Yes, make stuff up. Like
They
just
make
add
stuff up, but
why not?
Yeah, but the thing I do enjoy about anime is just like they explain it in a way where like, oh, I guess I get it now. It makes sense.
I disagree. When they pull that stuff like in Naruto or I'm just like, I'll roll with it, but like this doesn't make sense, and you're full of it. Like,
I mean, there's obviously the suspension of disbelief, like, but I think that when they talk about it, it's a lot at first, but then they explain it, and they usually have a character, like a newcomer character, like, we're talking about JJK now, but like the main character Yuji, who doesn't know anything.
welcome to our JJK episode.
And they explain that.
Thank God.
And I think that when they, like, at least with Gege, like, I think he explains the physics and how things actually work. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's
Yeah,
heavy.
there's a lot.
It's mumbo jumbo.
But it's like I'm reading and I'm like, oh, I get it. And sometimes I have to read
George
it like
the hater.
2 to 3 times.
Now, yeah.
But I get it.
See-
Like maybe it's not something that you want to read 2 to 3 times over and
It
over.
makes
Yeah.
sense, but it is mumbo jumbo, and
Okay.
those two things can be true at the same
Okay.
time.
Okay,
In my
that's fair.
opinion.
Magic.
Well, I agree. That's
Exactly.
why I accept it. I just think it's mumbo jumbo, so it's not my favorite. Now, Sanderson, on the other hand, has like a detailed diagram and chart on how like
Exactly.
all
So
the
it's
elemental.
balanced
Metal
and it has rules
Yeah.
And it
It
needs to
does.
follow.
I
which
respect
think
that
is
way more. I still don't want to read the chart though. So you guys get excited when the books have the charts at the beginning. I was like, "There's a map," and I'm like,
Before I
Yeah.
started, when you guys sent that wheel, I was like, "What am I looking at? Like what
Bruh, it looked
symbols?"
like a
And then he
like-
started reading, and he
The
was
periodic
like, "Oh my
table-
god,
the
this
periodic
this
table
is
meets,
genius!
uh,
what
this
is
wheel."
this ritual of like?
cat the star signs astrology.
Oh, like
Astrology.
That's
I
what
mean,
it reminded-
pretty
it was like
much.
the periodic table meets an astrology chart.
and
it's-
also metals.
Yeah. And obviously the metals. And I feel like I learned more about metals.
I don't know if you did.
No,
I
you
don't
didn't.
think
Is it
that's-
true?
Yeah.
There's a couple made up ones in there.
I don't know, man. Pewter.
Even
I've
the
been
real
seeing it
ones
in a couple
don't get
books.
much.
Wait, Pewter's real, no?
Pewter's a real metal. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. You were about to blow
pewter?
my mind up. Yeah, people have been lying about pewter this whole time. Yeah, you can make
It's mumbo jumbo.
you can make like a they make like charms and like statues out of pewter,
Yeah.
like a pewter wizard.
Never heard of that.
No, okay.
I have no idea what that is.
In the office,
They used to make
Uh,
like cups, right? Like pewter cups.
yeah, they used to make pewter
Hey,
cups.
was that a Tress
Mhm.
reference?
Oh,
Can we talk about Tress?
Oh.
you
No,
can talk about
We're talking
whatever
about
we
Tress
want.
now.
Yeah,
I guess
We're gonna
that's
sail
true.
the seven seas, baby.
we should do a whole Tress episode, right?
We will.
Yes, we will. I think
Oh,
that it's
that's
worthy
what that
of a whole
actually
episode.
is.
Yeah. In the office, Dwight wants to buy that statue, which is the pewter wizard that holds like that crystal ball. You guys don't watch The Office?
No,
No, you don't remember? Oh, you guys don't watch The Office every year like I do? Okay, that's fine.
no.
I should.
I
big
watch
deal.
Community every year.
Oh, well, that's much shorter.
Oh, okay.
You watch the Yahoo
See what
the
you're
Yahoo
talking about.
gems or screens, whatever.
I like the Yahoo
season.
stuff.
Really?
That's
What
a
is the
hot
Yahoo
take,
stuff?
but I like
That-
the Yahoo stuff.
He likes
I didn't mind
the
it
final
either.
seasons of Community on Yahoo Gems.
I also
Oh.
didn't mind it.
I think they've aged better than the original stuff on rewatches.
Am I gonna
And
rewatch?
you
all
could
of
quote me on
Community?
that.
Okay, we just
Probably.
did.
We'll be back.
You're on a podcast episode.
I'm on a podcast.
Now, the interesting thing about the world, I think, is the systematic oppression that exists. Now, this is nothing new, right? There's an evil force in charge of the world, right? This is basically,
Life.
well, yes, that too, but I was gonna say Star Wars, but
Isn't
And
Star
yeah,
Wars
any other book,
just a
Dune.
reflection of its time? period?
Newspaper.
so it depends which newspaper. But what is it about these systems? And I think we've talked about. We've had episodes before in the past about like. It's 8:00.
It's 8:00.
We've talked about like the dystopian novels episode so many years ago at this point. What is it about these stories that draws us these worlds where there's systematic oppression and you have to rise up against the Lord Ruler in this novel? We'll talk a little bit about the Lord Ruler, but what do you think it is about this world that we keep coming back to systems like this in our media, particularly books?
I just think, history has a way of repeating itself, and I think in real life that specific trope has repeated itself. And I mean, as you can see now.
Continues.
But it's just this the oppression of a specific, group of people is never going to be taken, easy. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's never going to like go down easy, There's always going to be people willing to rebel because they're taking away their freedom. Like, you're living in oppression. You are being, essentially just bullied to the point where like you can't really live your life like freely.
Yeah.
You're being constantly, typically like we see it like with governments, right? And in this book, obviously you have a tyrant type character, and correct me if I'm wrong, but these people have been living this way for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
like it's 1,000 years. Like none of the like, and this book isn't about doesn't have characters that you like that like live super long.
That
right?
have been there, right? This
Yeah,
is
like-
generational, passed down.
Exactly. And I mean, you can go back all the way to the Bible, like with, people in Egypt and
Right.
like the Israelites in
Mhm.
Egypt, and they had to, go through that for 400 years. And it's just something that comes up in real life.
Tale as old as
Exactly.
time.
And so I think that when you read it, when you're writing or when you're making, content, the movie, TV show,
Oof.
book, it's just like, yeah, I felt icky.
Yeah.
When you make these stories,
When you're producing art, when you're telling stories.
yeah, when you're making these stories, it's just like they tend to reflect what we've lived through, these experiences, and you you put a twist on them, to kind of color that escapism, and I think that's the beauty of stories, where it's like you can relate to it in a sense.
Mhm.
I might not have these magical powers where I can, push and pull metals and things like that, or burn metals.
I
that's how they
do.
But you can see where these themes come from. And I think that's such a huge part of, the human experience.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to relate to. That's my 2 cents.
Do you think that the characters, and this is a random question, but do you think that the characters in Mistborn are going to die from metal poisoning the way that we have ingested aluminum in our water supply for the past few generations?
Considering
Or
that,
lead,
that
yeah.
they drink it every time that they
Exactly.
use it.
Yeah. Is
Isn't
it kind
that
of like-
mentioned? Like,
I mean, it is
canonically,
mentioned. Yeah, it is.
that like that's an issue that can't happen. If
Yeah.
you burn
Oh.
metals too long.
Yeah, you can.
So,
They get poisoned if you do
You
it
can
too
get-
much. It's
yeah.
like
You
you
get
burn out or
poisons.
whatever.
They need to get
It's actually probably, I think it's actually explained in the first book, because they also have to be like pure too. It can't be mixed with the
Yeah,
wrong type
exactly.
of
That's
thing,
right,
or
yeah.
not. If
And they
not,
gotta
you get
clear it
sick.
out.
I think they should get
Yeah,
Mark
clear it
Ruffalo
out.
to represent them, like in a world class lawsuit. Shout out to Dark Water. It's a great book and film. Let's talk about the characters. Our main characters. We'll start with the main, and then we can trickle down any
Say
other
it,
characters.
baby.
Say
Sorry,
it is your
skipped a
main
few.
character. And-
Yes, I skipped a few. Okay, my bad.
okay, no, it's okay. You can talk about Say it if you want.
My goat. What? He's not relevant until like halfway through book 1.
No, okay.
He's always relevant. He's always been relevant.
Well, I mean, I think our main, right, are Vin and Kelsey are. And
Yes.
it-
Vin, who is a Ska woman, in this case,
Ska.
which is the
Ska.
oppressed.
AA. Yeah, Julian.
That's like
SKAA.
What
Yeah.
Ska's like one? Is it 1A?
It's
the
yeah,
music?
Ska the music is 1A,
Okay.
which is what Julian thought they were talking about for like 26 chapters, because he had never seen the word written
Where's
out
the
loud.
music?
He just
I
thought
also
they were-
misspelled every single character in this book.
That is true. It was
Their
funny,
name.
like them texting, and
Gabriel
sometimes I'm like, "What the hell are you saying?" Oh, like it was so funny. Like he would just be like sounding out what it sounds like, and then typing it, and I'm like, "That's a choice."
Yeah, we would have to decipher his text about Mistborn.
Yeah. Sorry.
It
It's
will.
okay.
It took
I'm
us
a
a
listener.
while for staff, straff, like
Staff and strap.
Yeah.
is it PA?
You even heard it on the
Staph
episode. You heard my
infection or-
confusion. So
Yep. He's still confused about it.
I am.
You shouldn't have said anything. He was gonna get it wrong in just a moment.
Probably would have.
Now, Vin, she has a. What did you guys think about Vin as a main character?
I mean, she's Luke, right?
Yeah, she's Harry Potter. She's she's
Not necessarily the
She's
one, but
had a-
she's.
Well, I feel like more. I guess more Harry Potter than Luke. Luke had a great upbringing with with his aunt
even
and
all that
uncle.
great.
I-
Living on a desert with 2 sons.
Yeah, they don't let him go to
That's
college. They don't let him go to
Yeah,
flight
I mean-
academy. He's got to keep working on a
That's true,
farm.
too.
He
Two
had
sons, that's twice
listen.
the
He
heat.
had a great upbringing.
thought
He
of
was
that.
not oppressed.
Oh, you think
Okay.
his uncle and aunt died of skin cancer? They were just burned to death.
A form of an accelerated form of skin cancer, maybe.
No, they probably left the computer on, and they said they were gonna edit it, and then it's just, it gets jam packed, and then
It's
the whole
jam-packed.
hut is burning down all of a sudden.
That checks out.
Yeah. Although they kind of stunted his dreams, he had a great upbringing. He had 2 stable parents,
Yeah.
and he had his whole house.
He doesn't have
She
parents.
is
He's an
a-
orphan.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, but he had 2 people who raised him
two
like
people that
parents.
stepped up.
She had
Yeah.
nothing, nobody
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, I mean, I think
No
her mom
one.
abused her. I'm pretty sure for a while.
She
there.
had her brother.
She had an abusive brother too.
She had an abusive brother who he speaks to her almost pretty much the entire way through.
Yeah.
So, I
Well,
think in terms of this, like,
So you say more Harry Potter than Luke?
I mean, I think both. I think both in the sense that they're the newcomer that needs the world
Yeah.
explained to them.
Right.
So they're
Yes.
the protagonist who is a surrogate for us, the reader. What's
Yes.
magic? What's the Force? What's allomancy?
Yeah, but I see where Julian's coming from, where it's like Luke wasn't like constantly being like bullied or like abused as a child, like Harry or Vin were where it's like it was tougher on them than it was for Luke. Like Luke, didn't have his parents, but it's like he didn't know them. Like,
But
it's
Luke,
not like he suffered through that loss.
but Luke wasn't allowed to go to Tashi Station to get power converters with Big.
I'm pretty sure
That's abuse.
Luke had his
It's not
own
abuse.
room and could leave whenever he wanted.
He
and
had
it
a
was
big
bigger. It was
speedster.
bigger. It was bigger than a little cupboard.
I mean, not
But you know
every.
what? I haven't seen it. I haven't been to
Pick
Tatooine.
your battles,
so.
bro.
Some of our prisons are in our minds, right? Those are the strongest ones.
But yeah, I think Vin is a main character. Like she.
I want to go to the mall. It's literally Luke's problem.
It's true. She's a teenager. But Vin is a character who's she's introduced as like this quiet, obviously abused
Untrusting.
child from she's being used basically.
Yeah.
She's being used
Yeah.
for a crew, like a criminal outfit, and she's being used for certain abilities that she possesses. And then like I like that it was kind of like a mystery at first.
Yeah.
And then,
Mhm.
you find out like the Harry Potter stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, there's magic and you are, the chosen one.
You're a wizard.
The chosen
Vin.
one is a bit like,
You was
Yeah, I mean, because she's not.
it's not necessarily the chosen one, but it's like,
But yeah.
she's more than meets the eye.
She's a transformer.
Yeah. She's an Autobot.
Now, trust is a big theme, right? And her inability to trust
for
anyone.
a while.
Yeah, particularly Kelsier. How do you feel about Vin's hesitance to trust Kelsier?
I mean, the world that she's in is warranted.
Yeah.
Why would she trust anyone?
Did you trust
Especially
Kelsier?
someone?
I did. He had me
I
from the
can't
start.
help it. He's so charming.
He's so damn
Like,
charming.
I mean,
I actually wasn't sure.
it's my guy.
I was like, oh, is it weird?
You
that
thought he was
at
gonna
first-
flip on her?
Listen, okay, we've been here before. He's creating this movement that centers around him, right? And this is literally Dune and Star Wars. The hero goes to the dark side and kind of becomes the
Oh, no, yeah, I agree. I don't think I was immediately trusting of Kelsier. I thought he was a cool character, but did I think like he was using Vin for his own ends? Yes. Like, did I think that he had her best interest at heart? Not all the time, I don't think.
yeah.
But it's like there's something that it's like he was so charming that there's something more. There's something behind it. The fact that it's like it's almost like he's trying too hard to make me trust him.
There may be something there that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Why are there so many Beauty and the Beast references in this episode?
Life imitates life. But yeah, like, and even the times that he was being super kind and super nice to Vin and like warm, I was just like,
Is this a ploy?
is this actually him or is he like? But I mean, you get to that the character, and that's what I love about Sanderson's writing is like he makes you think that,
Yeah.
unless he's already got you, he's hooked you on the character. But
Julian gives us love away easily.
there's a
I
lot
wear
of
my heart on my sleeve.
Have me, Kelsier.
Hey.
and I also like the psychology that he uses in his writing as well, where it's like a typical like some other story, generic story will just be like, okay, I'm on board. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go on this adventure. But
True.
Vin is kind of like forced into that situation. She's hesitant. She's like, she's not necessarily willing immediately, like wanting, because some people just like Luke wants to get out of his situation, you know, as fast as he can. And so does Harry. Like Harry's like, yeah, Hagrid, let's go. Vin is kind of like, she's just afraid. Like she knows what's safe and what's comfortable. And then she's just like, she's put in this position and she's, you know, pretty much forced to go. And sometimes it kind of like manipulates her in a sense where it's like he makes it seem like it's her choice, but he knows what she's going to like choose.
Like a parent?
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, I like the way that Sanderson throws in psychology in there where it's like she has this history of her abusive brother who, you know, she has trauma. And she's kind of like when you see like a stray cat that's like been out on the street and it's like it's angry, like it's agitated. Speaking about your cat.
Okay.
But it's like then it becomes
My cat is not a stray.
then it like learn. Didn't you rescue?
Yeah, but that was like 13 years ago.
Well, not anymore. Yeah.
15 years ago? No, 13.
Okay. Well, this
Well,
Pokemon.
that's still trauma.
That's
Yeah,
what his
it's got
metaphor
trauma,
means.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So my cat's
But I
Vin.
love
Should have named
that.
my cat Vin.
Yeah, you could change it.
I
You were
love that
saying,
you
Dan?
can kind of flip that though, because then you have Kelsier, and he's having trouble trusting in a different way. You know, like he also has those trust issues. He also has issues. I mean, I don't know how deep we want to get into it here, but trusting the nobleman.
Oh, yeah.
The oppressors in this society,
Yeah,
by the way, for all listeners.
exactly the oppressors.
And
So
even
there's just
closer to him.
mistrust all around. You know, everyone has it.
And it's
No
true.
one
Like
really
the
trusts
noblemen,
yeah.
I don't trust them either in the book.
Yeah.
I'm actually realizing
And
how
even-
mistrustful I was of the character.
Yeah, you were very mistrustful.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess one person in particular, the character I was mistrustful with was forgot his name. Elend.
Elend.
Yes,
Elend.
Elend, who is the first nobleman that we get to
Ellen
see.
DeGeneres.
Yeah. The first nobleman we get to see who kind of has a little bit of a, you know, there's like a shift in the story, in the plot for him, where he meets Vin and they kind of start to talk, and he shows interest in Vin's world, where she comes from, which is the ska and this and the streets. So I felt like that took a while just in myself to like trust that. I thought he was gonna flip on her multiple times or
Yeah.
kind of figure something out.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably the only character I felt that I was untrustworthy of. Everybody else, I felt like I got on board with pretty quickly.
I feel like every character I was just like, okay, this is we'll have a trial,
He's up to
we'll have a trial period.
Yeah.
But I think with Ellen, because Ellen, like you said, is a nobleman, and I mean for the audience, like the noblemen are the aristocrats, the uppity, the snobby, the rich, don't care about the poor or the lower class, and
They use
for
the
the
ska
most part.
slaves.
for the most part. And then-
they even do worse than use the ska as slaves.
Yeah,
Treat
they
the
do
ska
worse,
as garbage.
yeah.
Yeah, and so like they usually have these because they're different houses of noblemen. So they have these lavish parties and they're always celebrating, and it's just all politics. And then the first time we meet Ellen is away from the party.
Yeah.
He's reading a book, or he's gonna read a book. That's where he meets her. And when you see that, I was kind of like, oh, okay, like he's not the same as them, and he's probably like that. You know, the dad might be a bigot, but the son is more kind and like just wants to help, or is just a nicer person. And so that was the first feeling that I had toward Ellen. Yeah.
Yeah. He sees in Vin. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I didn't trust him at all.
Oh, really?
I love how we trusted the person that they didn't trust, and then they trusted the person that were like, we don't trust him. He's gonna flip on her.
We were just too Kelsier coded. We were like, forget the nobleman. That guy's evil.
That's true.
Well, speaking of Kelsier coded, I really went into this book thinking it was his book. But
Same.
I mean, I think
That's
an
true,
argument could be made that it's Vin's book. And I was actually really surprised between this and between Tress how well Sanderson writes these female protagonists. And it comes off very natural. And it can be a tightrope to walk because he's a male author.
Yeah.
But Vin, I was captured by the character along with
Same.
Ellen and Kelsier, that kind of like trifecta, and some of the other characters. Dan mentioned Sazed. What was it that drew you to Sazed, Dan?
I love him. He's a keeper.
I love him.
A gentle keeper of knowledge. I mean, I don't know that we want to get too far into his origins and stuff.
Yeah,
so
because we
for
could talk
the
about it
people
as the
reading,
series
but
progresses.
yeah, he's a keeper of knowledge with a lot of mystery to him, and another person who should be mistrusting, but he seems like the only one who's not as mistrusting.
He's also our first introduction to a different version of the power system that we're introduced to in the book.
That's a whole other book of
It was a little
worms.
mistrusting season.
You were mistrusting.
You
Sazed?
were? How dare you, dude? It's the only person I ever trusted.
Literally,
in my life.
I was just looking. I was reading, and I'm like, "Who's the one that's gonna betray them? Who's the Judas?" Like, and then like with
It's the
Sazed,
guy who
I was
believes
like,
nothing.
he's so nice, and like the fact that his people, like where he comes from, they've been
Hunted.
essentially engineered to serve.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, I thought maybe he might have been, like, a sleeper agent, or, like, it's just so ingrained that he's, like, double-crossing, But, yeah, like, I guess I have the same trust issues that all these people do in the book, so. This is a bit of therapy, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. Just trust.
Because the people I was mistrusting turns out to be, like, the nicest, like, the protagonist, and they're just. Sazed is very warm, He's like that calming factor throughout the books in the story.
He's always
And even
level-headed too.
Whenever we get there
Yeah.
to his crisis.
He's like the open-minded monk, right? He catalogs all the religious traditions. Do they have a specific set of beliefs themselves, or do they just?
He's trying to
chronicle
find
them?
He's trying to find.
They chronicle,
one.
but that's what he's trying to do. It's
Okay.
because it
Right.
was erased or lost or hidden.
Right. Finding the truth within all of the myths
Yeah.
of belief and faith, and it's just an interesting perspective, I think, on the world. It's an interesting way to view the world. I think that all the characters eventually take steps in trust. Like, you have to trust in Kelsier and believe in his plan, even though he's not being forthcoming with every aspect of it. Kelsier has to trust these people, even though it's probably each of them to their benefit. If they give up the plan to the Lord Ruler, they're probably going to get faster rewards than trying to topple the final empire. And it's kind of an uphill battle, like you mentioned. It's a heist for the fate of a nation and an empire.
And it's like an impossible heist because it's a heist against the ruler of 1,000 years. It's essentially their god in that
It's
moment.
God.
Right.
And
yeah.
he's introduced as the god
Yeah.
and immortal being, all powerful type of person. So
Like-
it's like they set you up for this heist, and you're like, this is impossible.
And it's like they
I
do
need
it
to
also
keep
like
reading.
subconsciously in a sense where it's like how people, they'll say, oh my good, like, oh my gosh, or oh my God. But they say Lord Ruler. in a
Lord
sense.
Ruler,
Like they take his name in vain in a way, throughout the book.
which Brandon
Yeah.
loves
Like
to
that's
do.
just their term. They might hate this guy. They might but it's so ingrained into their reality, into their experience of how they've lived life thus far, that it's like they're still using these terms, And it's
Right,
like,
he was a constant. He was the only
Yeah.
constant, I think.
I
that
mean,
they
he
had.
lived for 1,000 years. He's the only being that lived that long, and he had obviously he had powers, and no one was obviously able to strong enough, because there had been rebellions throughout the years, like the Ska had rebellions, and they were all crushed. So it's like it was the impossible. It's Mission Impossible.
It's Mission Impossible.
They didn't have Tom Cruise wasn't born yet, so
I don't think this takes place on our planet.
what?
I don't think Mistborn takes place on our planet.
It doesn't.
I don't know.
No,
Do we even
definitely
know?
not.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Cosmere. They're
Yeah,
different
they talk-
planets.
It's a
they talk about
Cosmere.
it
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a different planet within the Cosmere.
Yeah. Are we in the Cosmere? Or?
But I feel like every planet has.
Brandon
Tom
is in the
Cruise, right?
Cosmere. Yeah,
Oh, Brandon is in the Cosmere.
Brandon is the Cosmere.
Oh, okay.
he is the. He
He's
is the
Planet
Cosmere.
Winston.
He's playing.
Okay. I think it's time to talk about the end. Can we?
The end of book 3? Yeah, we'll jump right into it.
Yeah, actually,
I think this is time for like a major spoiler warning. Even if you hadn't read the books, I think you've been fine up until now. But I guess there's a big critical plot that kind of I think typifies. So.
yeah. So spoiler warning. I recommend stop here. Go read that
This
book.
is the big one.
Please.
Go read that book. I
It's
cannot
worth it.
suggest it or recommend it enough.
Stop everything you're doing, read right through it, and then come back to this episode.
Yeah. All right.
What
The
time
hell
is
was
it,
that?
Pepe?
That was my Pikachu.
Oh no, it wasn't Pepe. George has another talking Pokemon.
does not.
Uh-oh.
He just
You're
I
multiplying.
just heard like because it was a higher pitch.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's enough time. I think they're gone. We can talk about the elephant in the room. Are you ready? So the ultimate sacrifice at the end of book 1 is the death of Kelsier. How many of you guys saw this coming? Did you see this coming, or were you shocked?
No.
What was it?
Nope.
I remember where I was.
Me too. I was
Fell
driving to
his
work.
knees in the park.
I was driving to work, and all I could think was, "No, this
Bro,
can't
Scratch.
be."
I was
He just crashed his car.
driving. I was driving and I was like, Jesus, take the wheel, man. Like jaw dropped.
I
It
got
was-
my
it was-
jaw dropped.
It was
too.
dark. I just couldn't comprehend. I couldn't deal with the emotions. That was too much for me.
Yeah, I figured he would.
I
But
figured he would
but-
in the third book.
Yeah, I figured he would,
Me
but I
too.
didn't think it
I
would be so
figured he
soon.
would in the third book as well.
But-
I saw it coming just because of the way that he takes up like after Vin as like a father figure, and I'm like, all right, she's gonna lose him at some point, whether
Yeah,
in
at some
the next
point,
2
right.
books. But to see it coming that early, definitely not.
No, yeah. Once the plan starts to fall apart and they get like exposed, like the army goes out and the plan starts to go to crap, and then like he's about to like fight, I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna.
Well, I mean,
He's
we
gonna-
haven't even touched on the Inquisitors and the
I know.
legendary
gonna be a
fight
martyr.
that
Yeah, he's.
it's just yeah.
That's what I thought. Because I was like, oh, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be a martyr. Like my question was Vin ready? You know,
Right? It's so soon.
Was Vin ready to take up the mantle?
But Luke
essentially?
wasn't ready.
Yeah, it's true, and he got his ass beat.
That is also true.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Danny brings up a good point. The Inquisitors,
Yeah, what about him?
I thought they were sick. Also, I had the hardest time picturing them.
Because of
me
all the
too.
screws
Every
in
time
it.
they
because it says
describe
like
it,
it has a
what are we
spike through their
describing?
eye, like spikes
Yeah.
through their eyes, and I'm like, what?
I thought of Voldo from Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
You
I think
remember?
that was the closest thing.
Yeah.
I was just so confused, but those guys were like, they were great. They were like
Insane.
they
I
reminded
was
me of like
visualizing like Vulture from the Spider-Man comics, honestly. Just, like,
Which
lanky,
kind?
bald.
Oh, like the
Classic.
old man one?
Yeah.
The
Just
old
a-
man
just
in a
a
green
lanky-
Says
feather.
Vulture,
Without
I'm just
the
thinking of
green,
Venture
may-
Bros.
Maybe
just
drop the green. Put a brown cloak on there.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
what I was visualizing.
No, I searched up some fan art depictions
Whoa.
based off of like the description because I wanted.
What did you see?
Yeah, careful.
What
Safe
is it?
search.
Rule what? Rule. What's that?
What?
Which one?
Never mind. Let's move on. Continue, Julian.
So I searched up some fan art because I also was having a hard time like what do they look like, and so some of the art actually kind of helped me. So I kind of like Danny, kind of like what you're talking about, like Vulture. They're like very thin
Yeah,
and
long,
like they look
hunched
they
over,
look scary.
pale.
Yeah, pale, scary. But then like the spikes in the eyes, kind of like the character that you said.
That looks
He
like
also
Wrecker
came
from
up
the
as-
Bad Batch. Gabriel is Googling.
It does.
But like the spikes through the eyes, spikes through all the body. There were like spikes around the head.
you
it
pictured them
was-
as thin? Did they say that in the book?
No,
No,
I just
no,
always
I
pictured
Yeah,
them
just,
as
okay.
like
Yeah, I thought they were
jacked
gonna
out,
be
like
huge. Yeah.
80s WWE wrestler. Like
I
No,
thought they were
like
like
roided out of their
unnaturally
minds.
large, not in like a muscular way, but like in a long.
yeah.
It's like fat, like lots of carbs.
No, no, not fat either, but more like just unproportionate. That's what I was.
Yeah, I didn't think they looked
Disproportionate
like the
size.
Yeah, I
Rock.
just thought he was like
Oh, yeah,
Bane or
disproportionate.
something.
Yeah.
You thought they looked
Okay.
like Bane?
That's scary. I mean,
Yeah,
they
I thought
kinda
he was
do,
like-
right? Isn't that
Yeah.
what they kind of look like at the end?
Yeah.
They're just all
Some of these
jacked.
look like the Green Goblin.
But
yeah,
one thing
that's
they all
kinda
have in
like the
common,
vision I had on it.
they're all bald.
Yeah. I did imagine them as bold. That's why I said Voldo.
Yeah, I thought
Because
bald.
Voldo's bold. They're going to look sick, right? When they adapt them. We didn't even
Yeah.
talk about that. I guess we'll
Oh,
talk
we
a
didn't
little
even
bit
talk
more.
about the
Oh, that makes
adaptation.
sense. The spikes are just like this. The stud is in front of
Is
them.
Oh,
where
you
their
thought
eyes
this-
I
would
thought the
be.
pointy
The-
part was
it
coming,
was
out
coming
of
out-
their eyes.
Yeah, I also thought the pointy part was coming. I thought they had a separate spikes.
This makes much more sense.
Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. I'm glad I'm not in charge of adapting.
It's for real.
Okay, the whole point that we drove people away from the episode. So Kelsier
I
dies.
we didn't even talk about it.
Let's talk about the Inquisitors. So Kelsier dies. Vin takes the book. The Lord Ruler. What happens to the Lord Ruler?
He, gets
He
his ass
dies.
beat.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
he
that's
dies.
good.
Okay, so no Lord Ruler, no Kelsier.
The
Vin
Scott
is
take
left.
over. The rebellion takes over. They overthrow
All right. Well,
all of
I
the-
guess we're kind of rushing through these steps here because we just
Yeah, for
made
sure.
the Lord Ruler out to be like a giant.
Yeah, and then we
constant
killed him.
Lord, and we're like, oh, and then
He
Vin
dies
takes
off
mantle,
screen.
kills
I
him.
mean, essentially, the Lord Ruler was a fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, he
I
was
mean-
immortal though, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
with
But he was he was a fraud in the sense that he was a. I saying Pac-Man. I'm just thinking of that meme, the joke we did.
He is the Pac-Man.
No, what is he? What are they called? Like his people.
what do you
Terraceman.
mean? His
Terraceman. He was a
Terraceman,
Terraceman.
Yeah, he's a Terraceman. We think that he's an Elemancer this entire time, and he ends
Yeah.
up being a Terraceman who uses Fearochemy and also Allomancy because of the power.
Yeah, and then Vin just gets supernatural powers and bodies him
Yeah.
at some point. Which was cool because it's like this thing that just popped up basically in the climax of the book, and then we just don't talk about it.
well,
you kind of gloss over it because obviously the fight, and it's just this thing comes up. And she talks about it briefly, like, "Oh, I can't, like, I haven't been able to do that again, or I don't know
yeah,
what
she
that
said
was."
She drew her power from the mists, right? And that's the whole.
Yeah,
that's
that
what
a
she
bit-
says
that-
the whole time.
That ability, where it's like, where does that even come? Like, what? For me, I was like, "There's
Yeah.
something behind that,"
there's something bigger.
but I
Right.
don't know what it is, and it hyped me up for like trying to figure out what that is, later on in the next book.
I mean, I was impressed by that. I was impressed by this book had finality to it. It told the story and it drove it to the end and set up. Usually, I thought we were gonna be fighting the Lord Ruler for 3 books. Like,
Yeah.
I thought all these plots were just gonna be stretched out through a trilogy of books. But this, like, we're talking about adapting it. This would be an amazing film or single season, and then move on to the what's to come in the other books. But I was impressed by just how
It's a good standalone.
standalone. Yeah, it was like it's how
It's
I felt.
complete.
Yeah, when I saw something like Star Wars for the first time, or
Yeah, it's complete where it's like it doesn't need to be like, "Oh, get ready for the sequel."
yeah,
It's
not
like-
like Fellowship of the Rings, that piece of garbage movie.
Yeah, for real.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That one was for Socrates.
Oh, he doesn't like.
Yeah, I think he said on air that he doesn't like Lord of the Rings. That's the point. Anyways, okay, so Kelsier becomes a bigger symbol in his death than in his life. What do you think that tells us about society, their needs, or life in general? Why is it important for Kelsier to stand for something in his death?
Because he shows the people that there is that basically Lord Ruler isn't the all everything God that they think he is. They gave
The
In his
omnipotent God,
sacrifice, he gives the people, his people particularly, right, the Ska, he gives them a different God, basically kind of changing their view of like, okay, well, he's too strong. We'll never be able to take him on, even though he is the reason that we're all oppressed. And he, in doing that sacrifice, has all the people say, well, you know what? If he did it, he's like one of us. We could do it too, type of thing, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think from the very beginning, I think he's causing chaos and doing his thing, and he tries to, you know, encourage people to revolt and to rebel. And throughout the book, I think there was different times where he struggles with that. Like, he kind of has to play this role, this part, where it's like he might not necessarily believe that's what he is, but he understands that that's what it needs to be for
Right.
other people. And what I also really liked about the book is like even some of his crew like start to wonder, like, is it getting to his head?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
is he believing the hype? You know, and I really enjoyed Sanderson tackling that, because it's like his whole motivation pretty much was because of what happened, like, to him and his wife.
Yeah.
And the betrayal of that, and it's
The
kind
survivor
like,
of
it's a man
Hudson.
on a mission of hatred, and it's like that was something that I was kind of like his motivation. Like, is it just to get revenge for like what happened with his wife, or is it because he believes that these people do need to stand up and revolt and, like, you know, get rid of this oppression? And by the end of the book, I'm like, okay, it was both.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I think of the Dark Knight line, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that's that initial doubt that I had, like, is he Anakin? Is he Paul Atreides? But no, he has to die to stand for something, like Harvey Dent, and he wasn't perfect. And maybe even the truth would push people away, but the symbol of what his life represents, and also the subverting expectation of what society or people think they want, the survivor of Hathsin has to die. In order to truly become the survivor, you have to let go in order to gain. And I think it shows how many times we try to fill up our lives with what we think are the solution to our problems, whether that be in our personal life or societal. But oftentimes, we have no idea. We have no idea what the solution is. It's the complete opposite. It's letting go, right? Letting go and giving in to the symbol, the hope that Kelsier represents, rather than the military leader who pushes forward and overcomes. Basically, by giving up, he wins,
Yeah,
and by taking, the Lord Ruler loses.
and by the end of it, like, we started with this whole mistrusting, but at the end, like what you're saying, it's all about trust in the end. Trust in the things that you have done, in the people that you have, and your friends, and the people that you have embarked on this journey with. Trust that they will continue the mission, and trust that what you did everything that you could, and it was enough. Because at the end of the day, like, all it takes is one. It takes one person to stand up for others to get inspired, and for other people to see that it is possible to stand up to them. And I mean, that's what we saw. And I thought, and that's what I loved about it, and I think that's what takes it over the top for me. It's just that sacrifice where it's like, you feel like that's your main character, and then boom, he's gone. But what I loved about it was that he understood that. He knew it, and that was kind of his plan.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of always what he knew. He wasn't like, he might come off as this selfish, arrogant character, but in the end, he would make the ultimate sacrifice to see, his wife's dream, his wife's vision come true. And I love that.
And the end is only the beginning. There's so much more that we can talk about just about this book, but we've got 2 more books ahead in the series. So I guess we're just going to sit here for the next couple of weeks and digest as we move on to book 2. What's the title of book 2? the Well of Ascension. All right, so I guess we'll dip in those waters next time. Your streets ahead.